The biggest challenge was accepting. You know, most of the times I have recently seen a one movie called Tali. हम अलग हैं पर गलत नहीं हैं. Still, you find them at the midnight selling their body as a sex worker, and many have lost their life with HIV. Painful, painful.
Namaste everyone and welcome to the first episode of Asli Kahani Podcast. Today I am here with someone special. She is one of the first transgender nurse and OT technician in India who fought for her place in the system despite the stereotypical notions we have within the community. We tried multiple times to get her on board, but after long wait finally she said yes. And I really want to thank her for believing Asli Kahani for giving her first detailed interview. Asli Kahani wanted the first podcast to be truly special and today she is here with us. Welcome Myra Gupta and thank you so much for coming here for this podcast. Today I'm really very excited and we want to talk a lot for so many things. We'll be talking about different transgender communities, challenges and what all you faced during your journey so far. I just want to start just briefly if you want to start from how it started and when was the breaking moment in your life.
First of all, thank you so much for welcoming me. It was wonderful being with you here, all guys, and especially with you. And I have started my journey with a very middle class family, and would you say being into a middle class family and reaching on this platform, it's not easy. It's taken time, lot of challenges. It was very challenging to accept from the family and then getting into society, the education, other part, very difficult. But I did not lose my confidence. The people have accepted me, and from that life to this life, they have come together. And it was a beautiful journey with all positive thoughts, with all negative thoughts, but all the positive, negative, all the experience made me more stronger. So if you get into a negative thoughts, always think something is positive with you. But I upcome and I made it like nothing is impossible.
And I want to understand that how difficult it was, and first of all, why you choose healthcare? Okay, or healthcare was the only option for you, or you had another thing in your mind? And how difficult was to get first chance, and how it started?
See, the very frankly speaking, the in India, the nursing profession is like very less cost effective. The less time you need for education, just like 3.5 years. And being into middle class, it was the responsibility which made me to decide this. And as well, I was from the home, I was the kid who was always taking care of elderly people. I used to hold my granny's hand, hold my grandfather's hand. If he's having a fever, checking on in the midnight, or do you want to need something? That it was. I feel it was in my genes somewhere, the health and taking care of a people. So I felt like no, I should be getting into this. And then the economical things was less amount, so I could pay my fees and move ahead. So that made me to select this profession only particularly. And then within a 3 years and 4 years, I'll start earning my own money, which will be little bit financial help to my family. So that was the reason why I have selected only the healthcare profession.
And how difficult it was to get into?
I'll tell you the very one small story of my college. Like that time I was not into a complete into a female attire or something, but you can make out the female body structures. The babies who broad hip, the bride skin, beards are very tiny, kind of that kind of hilta dulta hua kind of a boy you could see in the college days. I still remember my few boys used to keep an leg on the door and hey, this is the boys washroom.
Okay.
You're not allowed here. And like in the middle of school, if I have to go to the washroom, then I used to take my vehicle and come back to home.
Oh,
It was not like not very simple, not very simple. Like that story starts from that one small thing is very difficult. But I did not left my college. I continued. Then when I came to the nursing colleges, it was like very open-minded and helping. But that's still that awareness. It is not about the problem with this college students. I think they don't have that subject only. The what is the gender is. That makes a lot of sense. So now over the period when I came towards the growing age, now I understood like it is just a educational part which was most important. It's a just educational part.
yeah, that's why we always say, na, education has the power to change the world, and like
Correct.
everything starts from education only.
Correct.
First, we have to make our education proper. Okay. Also, while growing up, what was your biggest challenge, and how that shaped your perspective towards the life?
The biggest challenge was accepting. You know, most of the times I have recently seen a one movie called Tali. हम अलग हैं पर गलत नहीं हैं.
Okay.
So like अलग होना, I don't think it's like गलत होना. It's something unique. You just need to accept it person. I don't want like something is like oh, the four people turns and looking at you like, oh, this is that person. This you stand into some separate box. That was the big challenge.
Like I feel it's with everyone, not only with like people having all those things. Generally, also we all have so many things in our mind, but we don't accept when it comes to maybe because of societal pressure and all those. And everyone has, like, even I will think I have many dirty things in my mind that I feel scared to express, because we don't want to accept ourselves only. Generally we see in our within I used to tell that ki there are so many eyes within me. So with my mother I am a different person, with my colleagues I am a different person. So like that I have so many I that collectively it's becoming me, but we try to hide that part within us. Is there any person or a turning point in your life that
Very
you
true,
want?
very true. I would say the only one, the most of the 99% people admire, it's your mother. So I still remember I was standing in the church and one of the priests came next to me and he was telling me like, wow, she looks beautiful. And he saw me first time after my transaction and he's like, he randomly said to my mother like, you're the lady who gave a birth to a male, female, and the trans. You are the mother of a trans daughter as well. So usually a woman gives a birth to a male or a female baby, but you have given a birth to a trans daughter, and not even just a trans, but a successful trans woman that is also being into Indian society. So obviously, my mother immediately, I just looked at her and I was like, I found her with a full of eye, and I was like, I just tapped on her shoulder and as I hold her hand very firmly, and that makes me always, whenever I talk about this, and I always find it like very emotional, and I like, yeah, she's a strengthened woman in my life. Then the by side, it was the people who supported me as well, my friends and the family relations. Everybody was with me. They did not left my hand. They came together with my that life to this life.
So we can say that because of support of everyone, it become easy for you to open up and.
We can say that yes, it's that only. The one step I have taken towards the progress, and for stepping, These all were standing next to me with the left and right support. But the mother was the one who was always supportive. She accepted that okay, either the world leaves you, either the anybody. I still remember my one of the uncle said to me, "You're taking this step. Be careful. You'll end up with the begging or the sex working." I was full of tears, but my mother was just behind of me, holding my hand and just saying it like, "I'm there." So that was the one person who was always withholding the hands of mine all the times.
Was there ever a time when you felt like giving up, and what held you back?
Yes, very emotional question, no? Very emotional. You have a lot of support, a lot of things, and you become a successful after your education. The as soon the child comes out of the school, you're like, I'm going to be college. As soon the education gets over, and you are like, yes, you are going to get into some society, some organization where they will welcome you with open arm. And it was very difficult task after completing my education in Bangalore. Then I like what to do. Then I found one of the person in Hyderabad called Tashi, and he said, "Hey Myra, are you looking for a job? I know one of the hospital who are opened up with the LGBTQ. If your documents are clear, so you can work with us." And that is what how I got a Fernandez Hospital, and I have completed my education interview, and they wanted to see me and talk about it. And already I was having experience of OT technician and then the plus nurse. That made me very excited, happy that I have to go to this place. But before this, I was 3 months constantly empty heart. I felt like over the period of 3 months, I felt like no, I am failed. I was just crossing my fingers and just looking at the situation, what happens. And I was on that stage where, on that particular stage, no, you can't go back, you can't go front. So I was just like a deep breath, and just I was like quiet. And after a few days, I gets call from the Fernandez Hospital that you are selected. And that breathe which you take up, and it's like as soon you get the call and it's positive response, and like, oh, I'm done, I'm success. The challenge was next. No, I have not lost anywhere. I'm on the right path. I'm on the right path. It was like very challenging phase where really I felt like for a second I'm on round.
Like in your journey in Fernandez Hospital or in Manipal, is there any incident that you want to highlight, like how your patient and other people are taking that when they are coming to know that it's you are a transgender? And
I would say like I have a very small story, and recently I was in a hometown, and I booked one cab, and the person says to me like, "Oh, you're a trans," and he said like, "I'm sorry, ma'am, I'm not comfortable, and I'm not going to take you." And it made me like, okay, but I wanted to go some important work, so I said like, okay, let me book somewhere else. And he cancelled on my in front of me. I was just about to give him OTP. The same way I always feel like if I start doing like telling my in charges or my superior or my doctor like, see, I don't want to treat this man, or I don't want to treat this child, we don't do. It does not comes in our healthcare. We equally treat them. We admire them. We take care of them as our own child, as our own brother. There is no particular relationship. It's all the healthcare, compassionate care towards the ill person. So that made me very breakdown. Like the still the person is like, oh, you're a trans. So it make me very upset with that. कि नहीं. But I never get into my professional place where I feel like नहीं मुझे नहीं करना है.
After talking to you, na, after all those things, that movie scene is coming in my mind, Munna Bhai ka, when Dr. Asthana says ki doctors are not here to love your patient and all. So after what all you are saying, like you are repeating again and again, care, compassionate and all. I think in my mind, I never see the medical profession in that way because of maybe movie or other thing. But yeah, actually, medical profession is more for caring. That it means that movie has also given us the wrong message to, and at last, then how it changes. Ki, oh, no, Jadoo Ki Jhappi and the Munna Bhai.
We can't do Jadoo Ki Jappi. It's like very profession.
It's but that the Jadoo Ki Jhappi is like resemblance of the care and compassion.
Yeah,
So,
we have some certain place which they have taught into our professional, like when person breakdowns, when you're giving a very hard news to a person,
correct.
you can make him to sit down somewhere, you can tap. Sometimes it happens, we are the young women's working in the hospital field. It could be a young man, it could be a old age man, but we can hold hand and just tap on the shoulder, or if it is a woman, just give a shoulder and talk to her. It could be a very big breakdown for her. She might become unconscious as well after listening to this kind of messages, like okay, that what her relative or the patient is going under through. So we have, it's all about like taking care.
What's your take on one, like it's out of the topic, but I have few friends who is in medical profession. I've seen them like doing 40-hour shift, 30-hour shift, like double shift, triple shift. So what's your take on that? Is it like good, or it like government has to change some laws and all? Because I feel it's inhuman. Like if they are doing shift more than 24 hours, 30 hours continuously, or I think recently when we were discussing that Kolkata rape case also, it's happened that long hour shift is again a one reason of that. Or maybe if you want to share your experience.
No, it is the protocol, and every individual institute and particular department has. Because see, if you keep on doing it, the particular things, so you know about your patient. So these all the shifts have been made according to your strength. So I don't think that particularly the 48 hours or 24-hour shifts are lot extended. They get a break in between. Nurses always are onto like 8 to 12 hours shift in India. They are in the particularly, especially in the high risk units like operation theater or ICU and all, where the life is almost depends on you. So there particularly they have a their all management things which they don't accept. Uh, the person should be extending more than a 12 hours. So they take care. Organization take care.
Can you describe a typical day as a OT technician and any memorable moment?
I still remember I was in Vitala International. I have worked with the Prabhai Clinic in Bangalore, and they have a government institute like under the trust it is, and a baby with both the eyes blind, no? And he got admitted. And when I was doing his dressing and pre-preparation, and he could touch my hand, no? That oh, this is the same person, because I was not very fluent in Kannada, but I used to talk with him like ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಯಾವಾಗ ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ. Then nowadays I became a like very fluent in Kannada, but like that time I was not. So but he could feel my hand, touch my hand because of the scared. And as soon the surgery got over, and after 48 hours we have opened his dressing, then he was like, when he was touching holding my hand when I was putting a drop, I still remember the person said that baby said to me like, same auntie kada. Even first ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರಲ್ವಾ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಮುಂಚೆ. That he was like, he wanted to see me. Like, and when you do a corneal operation, cornea transplant, you immediately person be able to see it, like blur. That moment was like, I literally cried. Like, no, I'm on the right place. It was not just earning money, but it made me to be a like getting into my profession and like deep. I was just not earning money, but I was like, yes, I'm enjoying my job. I'm not regretting.
What's one stereotype about trans individual that made you upset in your professional environment?
The still trans community is jobless. Still you find them on the signal.
Yes.
Still you find them at the midnight selling their body as a sex worker. And many have lost their life with HIV. Painful. Painful. Where the government is, where the society is. You're able to spread your hand and give a 10 rupees to them. You hold their hand in the midnight and finish your sexual or lusty things, but you're not ready to give job where it's a justification.
Is there any suggestion what you want to give to lawmaker, like to make?
Already the many laws have exist, but the documentation, their behavior, the education part, the most of the timings, the when you go to the corporates and you try like, I am educated. Oh, your name is Hina, and the document says some Mukesh, Manoj. Yeah, that was my previous name before the transaction. Now I am a transgender. Okay, now your name is Hina, but get the certificates of Hina. And the when you go to government and government says to you that no, bring your old documentation, do an affidavit. There is your gender reassignment surgery certificates. I do agree there are a lot of frauds or things are happening. Agree. But government should make some policies on that point, which can make for these people to be AC. If you ask a 20 years back, the now old lady of trans lady of 50 years, she might be not having her gender any cards, no other card. Now it has been existed like male, female, and others. But still, our people are jobless.
I think as a society we all have to understand that yes, it's same. We should not treat them as a different. We all have to make spaces or places safe for everyone to come and work. As a society we all have to do. I think it's not only government can do. As a society we all have to accept that.
Same responsibility, same. We don't throw, if your own baby is handicapped, do you throw them out?
It's like right
Very
to
less.
equality.
Very less.
Right to equality.
No.
We are always talking about equality. No, but again, the equality definitions are different from different places. So we have to make that equality ko same definition for every places.
Correct.
India is a land of contrast. On one side, there is growing acceptance of diversity. On the other, there is a deep-seated partiality. How do you navigate this paradox daily?
Have you seen the recently movie called Tali
No,
of Gauri Sawan?
no.
This
I think
Sushmita Sen-
yes, I've seen that. Yeah,
Sushmita Sen have
Sushmita
been
Sen, correct,
was the
correct.
actress and all these things. Beautiful things.
Mhm.
She, the Miss Shri Gauri Sawant, have made a lot of things forward. And if you see the 10 years back, where the question was only the blessing, begging, and sex working, now it has turned into a working acceptance It's going, but still we need to work hard more into a trans community. Acceptance, awareness, the job openings. Still people and the organization has to work on it. Government have passed the rules. Yeah, we accept them. We accept their uh, gender equality. They gave us a box. Yeah, male, female, and others. What about the acceptance? So you need to work individually on that. Depends on the your every scenario is different with every person. But still we need improvement. We need a job. We need a person not to stand on the signal but stand in the organization. Yeah, I'm the fruitful person, or I'm good for this organization. I fix in this chair according to my education, according to my workplace. So I would still say the people who will be listening to me that it's very important. Please accept them and give them a small job according to their this thing, according to their education. Again, I would say like हम अलग हैं, गलत नहीं.
As we are talking about jobs, we should create jobs for trans movement. So, as like for young trans individuals aspiring to break into professional field, what advice or words or encouragement would you like to offer?
See, I have seen my teenagers age to this adult age, and I'm very sure that what they grow through. So most of the timings when you are into GID, gender identity, that I am a male but I behave like a female, I'm a female but I like a female, the most problem happens when they end up in their teenage that they want to change their gender. So what exactly they do is like they just run away from the home because their parents are not able to understand, the family is not able to understand, and moreover is like a child when he is growing up in a family, he or she always thinks like how to tell my parents about my gender. That fighting does not becomes, that fighting is like if I am fighting with you, that fighting either I'll win or I'll lose. But when fighting is within myself, with my soul, with my body, that becomes challenging because you don't win or you don't lose. So I always give a small advice to every trans who are into a gender changing duration or they are planning to change their gender. I always tell them, talk to your parents, talk to your family. After talking to them, you will realize what exactly you have to do. The many of Indian, I have found many Indian childrens, no, like they just run away from the home. They want to just change their gender. They want to be in a female attire. They want to be long hair. They want to have a like makeup. They want to spend their time in front of mirror, and they want to find themselves as a woman. And that is what, for finding themselves within them, they lose their societal respect. Society won't accept them. So this is, I would say, like this is all is right decision but wrong time. So you complete your education, slowly open up in family, try to accept them, what they want to say, and then get into transaction. That is what I planned for myself. It is my personal experience. I did not got into just transaction immediately. I completed my education. I have educated my family. Let's see, this is what happened. And when I was under transaction, I remember I have showed the episode of Satyamev Jayate to my family, Like, this is what I am going through. This is what I am. And it helped me. So I always say, young generation, complete your education, get into a right decision on right time. Don't get behind of like immediately transaction.
Yeah, I think yes, that's matter a lot. Like what decision we are taking at what time. What was the defining moment in your life when you knew that you had to break the societal norms and rewrite your story?
Well, nice question. See, rewriting your story is not very easy. If I tell you, today you get up, shave off, wear a sari, and come tomorrow for this same show, you can't be writing your re story again. Then I would say, like, नारी इन सारी, है ना, दोनों एक साथ, like it goes together.
Yeah.
I was very powerfully strong with my decision that I am getting into a gender change. No, I am not able to do this. It's not easy. A lot of challenges will be there. I started trying to search a trans woman. I started following them, what they do. They eat on the roadside. They beg on the like signals. Whenever I notice them, like whenever the big festivals are there, they're like very happy. Oh, big festival is coming. I'm going to beg. Not very great thing. Not very great thing. Or some beautiful trans are like, oh, why she's sleeping whole day? Where she goes for night? And then I realize, then somebody told me in a Karnataka, I was in, that time I used to stay in Banshankari. And some of the transgender, they said, our night kelsa ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. That time, it did not click to me what is a night kelsa. Over the period, I understood it was a sex working. And you understand, like, no. If Myra is getting into this kind of things, no. I don't want to get into same story. I wanted to get something new story. कुछ न्यू कहानी जो किसी के लिए काम आए. So Nari in sari, but standing on their own feet, with education, independent. So I always wanted to get into that rewriting story of like कुछ नया करेंगे, कुछ अलग करेंगे. अलग बॉक्स में तो नहीं, लेकिन सबके साथ चलेंगे. That was my motto. And I was like, over the period, whenever I see that Kannada movie, Nan Audu Illa Avnu, that makes me a lot of inspired things. Like, nahi, aisa nahi hona.
Right. Looking back on your journey, what advice you want to give to younger Myra when she was scared or to come up or like to accept?
Most probably, the scary part is like accepting your own self, you know, locking the door, wearing a sari, doing a makeup, and getting into practical life, into society with your like, oh, like when you get up and get ready, and you are just like ready in the sense, lot like a makeup and all. Like naturally, you have to search yourself in you. And I get very happy when I go to the hospital and when my consultant and my co-colleagues and the colleagues just say to me, hey, hi Myra, how are you today? And I, it's not scared. It's like I want to meet them again and again because it's my routine. It's my duty. It's my responsibility. Over the period, I tell all young Myras who are going to be upcome, don't get scared. because most of the people lose their life because of the scared. Be brave. See, you can see a small baby. He gets up, walks on the four legs, gets up, fall down, he gets hurts, but again he walks. The same thing I tell, like, don't get scared. Just walk. Just walk. There will be a people you are not able to see, but there will be a people who will be behind of the screen, who will be supporting you, who will be taking care of you. But once you accept your own self, that's enough.
So, what's the one thing you want to convey to public that public can do or we all can do to make a world better place for a trans community?
Like, why this box? Why can't be a, like, when I have joined, I'll tell you the simple conversation between me and my HR team in Manipal. When they were taking my interview and they came to know, oh, she's a trans. They asked me, like, do you want a separate changing room? Do you want a separate washroom? Or previous organization, how it was? I said I was in the female only, all the times. Like, nothing is different. I'm a complete woman. Better place is when you understand person and gives the equality. You're not different. You're a woman. So I still in the Manipal, I change in the same changing room. I don't have any issues with my co-colleagues, with the females. I have treated as a woman, no separate box. And this all makes possible only the one thing: educational of your own self, educational part of society, and when you are well educated, to share this knowledge to others. And the plus point is, in working places, people come and welcome you with open arms, saying that you're not different, you're a woman. I does not stand in Manipal in the different box or different category of gender. I falls in a woman gender. So I just wanted, like, please educate yourself, get into knowledge, what is gender, what is equality. Let's not to be into your own things and just accept them with the same eye view as a woman. That will help them more brightly. What all my co-colleague in Manipal does is, co-colleague my ex organization of Fernandez does is.
Healthcare is an industry built on care and compassion, yet you have faced partiality within it. Can you share a moment where you had us to stand up not for just for yourself but for others who face discrimination?
I remember one incident. No? I was like working as a OT technician. It was in my hometown as only. And there was my friend when I was like under transaction, and when I wanted to meet a lot of different people who are working for what, how they're baking, how they earn, being well educated also, they are not treated well. So what they do exactly? So this in during this time, I have met one person who left his family, beautiful trans woman, no? Just at 24 years old, and affected by HIV positive. I asked, how did you got it? That time I was very innocent, like, okay. Then I came to know that she is sexually active, and for 200 rupees and 100 rupees, she is selling her body. I said, okay, because no option. Begging also, how much she will earn. She have to pay the room rent, maintain herself, food, no family, no parents. She stays in a somewhere outer of area of the city. And one day she called me like, I'm not able to breathe. She was very lean, thin, and I still remember I used to give her a food. Many times I used to take extra food in my tiffin boxes, and I just used to give her. I took her to the hospital when she called me and said like I'm not able to breathe. I took her my Activa, two-wheeler vehicle. I made her to sit. She was not able to sit. I made her hold me because I don't know that fear of transaction. Like I took her to the one of the government hospital, and as soon the doctor saw that I am a feminine look and she's a trans, she was in a lot of pain, cramps, not able to breathe, and she was having a fissure in ano which was bleeding, and doctor was not answering our calls. I took paper that government checked like, sir, please see if she's crying, she's having pain. He's like, okay, I'll come. And we were like, I took her to the hospital at 10:30. After hardly one of the most junior doctor, he came at around 2:30, and he was like wearing a complete mask, multiple. I do agree now that he was wearing, but he was like, you know, with the pain he was telling like, okay, this thing, you have this. The way he was behaving, and he just like standing like this, keeping a hand behind. He even does not like took like 2 minutes also to talk, like to take a patient history. He told, give this tablet and take her home. And after 4 days, she passed away. Where is this rule? Where is humanity? Where is you understand human care? Just it broken me completely. If this is the life of a HIV positive person, or this is the life of trans, I would say like, please stop sex working. Now, as I have grown up, no, I feel like शायद जॉब होता ना तो ऐसा नहीं करती. शायद किसी ने सपोर्ट करता है तो ऐसा नहीं होता. शायद, और उस शायद में she lost her life. We don't know how many people have crossed her, how many people have gone into window period, how many people will be positive, how many people have unsafe sex with her, how many people belong to family, young. Where is this society is justifying this trans woman? Just to have a one happiest life of searching her own self as a woman, she has to go all this hard time. I don't think none of the human being or any life deserved a painful death. No one. No one. Still we are backwards, taking care of HIV and STI people, awareness. A lot of people are working it. A lot of people are working on it. But how many people are coming and approaching you? That to be justified.
I really think that there will be no end of this discussion. We can keep on talking for hours. Okay, but yeah, understanding the thing, and maybe we'll come again for the different things. We'll speak more in coming days. For now, if you could have sum up your complete journey in one line, or if maybe you have to write a headline of your life story, what it would be?
Very simple, no? The queen of my life. Very simple. I feel that, yeah, I'm the queen of my life. When you start loving yourself, you start accepting yourself, that confidence level comes like something outstanding. That output is something outstanding. You just get up in the morning, apply the lipstick, and like, I love yourself. You love yourself. Oh, Myra, I love you. And it's like, you don't require any like this thing. If I have seen a few psychiatrists and psychologists, they talk about these things. When you accept yourself, you don't require anyone anymore. You just get into your own self. You're happy. If you love yourself, you have reached up to that level where you can be a more happy. You don't need partner. You don't need your anything. In certain level, yes. After a certain level, I don't think you need anything. It's just like the queen of my life.
It's like amazing day today, and like because Asli Kahani is all about like giving space for unheard stories, and we always want that the most favorite question for us is like we wanted change to happen in the society. Okay, so I think if you can just tell us that after 10 years, if you are someone is searching about Myra Gupta somewhere, what you should like, what you want to come up on the.
मुझे नहीं लगता कि 10 साल के बाद मायरा गुप्ता उस गूगल पे दिखनी चाहिए. यू नो, आई डोंट वांट. अभी लगता है कि लाइक मैं अलग हूँ. मायरा गुप्ता, ओ इंडियाज फर्स्ट ट्रांस वुमन वर्किंग विद सो एंड सो कॉर्पोरेट सेटअप्स एंड ऑल. नहीं, I don't want. I want like if you like it should be like normalized. No different boxes. I want that Myra not to see after 10 years in Google. Like it should be normal. जो next generation वाली Myra आएगी ना, it's like, oh, Myra is doing shopping with mom. Oh, Myra is gone with the dad. Oh, they are looking a boy for Myra, you know. Matrimony में भी वो रहेगा option like male, female and others. You're looking for a partner, what? It should make a lot of difference. I want to happen that. Just like it's not that Myra.
I feel audience will definitely understand and take this thing very seriously, and this podcast will definitely get big change in the community. We are hoping a lot.
Not only in community. I want the whole world to listen this. Universe. I want everyone to listen and accept it. Just accept. We are not begging you.
Yeah,
Just,
we just have to accept and behave normally. Like how difficult is to behave normal.
yeah.
Okay, by this thing, I think it's for now. That's it for today. It's amazing talking with you, and I'm super excited. And I don't know, my words have gone. I don't know what to speak, how to close this podcast, because I don't want to close it. But okay, I just want everyone to please keep supporting Asli Kahani, and we are gonna get many things to you in coming days. Thanks a lot for watching all this thing. Thank you, Myra, for coming here and believing Asli Kahani to be the platform to share your complete story. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.